everyone. Today we will demonstrate on how to clone repository and run it locally, step by step. And the stack is Node.js, MySQL, Docker, and Github. The goal is we can run the app that we have cloned from the GitHub repository, because usually we want to start building app not from scratch, but we want to download and then modify the code. Okay. Without furthermore, here is the guideline. The first step is we install MySQL with Docker. If you have already installed MySQL on your local, you can skip this step. And then next step is we clone Node.js repository from GitHub. There are so many repositories in the GitHub, but in this demonstration, I will choose one of repository with Node.js and MySQL. And then after cloning the application, we configure the configuration in that source code. And then the next we run the app, and then we test the app on our local, and then closing. Okay. First step is install MySQL with Docker. Install MySQL with Docker. The command is like this. I have write it on my slide. If you want to know more about Docker, please search another tutorial about Docker. Okay. To install MySQL in Docker, first we have to open the terminal. And then to check whether Docker is installed or not, we can simply check by this command docker strip version. Here I have already installed Docker with version 20, and then after I have installed Docker, so I install the container in Docker. Container is MySQL. I copy this command. Here is the name of my container, and then this is the password for the database, and this is the port of MySQL database, and this is the image that we want to download and run it. Okay, I copy this line of command, and then I paste here. Okay, I'm sorry. MySQL Docker is already used. Then I have to remove it first. Then I clear it again, and then I rerun this command. Okay, the container has been created, and I will check it by docker ps command. Here we can see the MySQL Docker container is running with status up, and here you can see the port 3306. Okay, now let's check the database is running well or not by accessing with dbeaver, or you can use another app, but here I will use dbeaver. I open dbeaver. Okay, now I will create new connection with my SQL. And then here we use server host at localhost, and the port is 3306, and username root, the default user, and the password we can use the password that we have defined it before. Here I define is my pass, like this. And then we don't change another, and we test the connection. If you got the error like this, you can fix it by adding public key retrieval in this setting, driver setting, and then driver properties, and here we add new property. Sorry. I I want to ensure the text public key retrieval, like this. Allow public key retrieval. I repeat the step. Allow public key retrieval. Okay, and then I fill with true. Then I click OK, and then I test again. Sorry. Allow public key retrieval. Okay. Okay, we got it. We get connected to database. And then I click OK and I click Finish. Now we have database MySQL in our Docker machine that we can use later to connect from our Node.js application. Okay, here we can create database. I will create database, create new database with the name Node.js app db, and then I click OK. Now we have a new database Node.js app db. This is we will use later to connect from our Node.js app. Okay, now we can move to the next step.